So this is race control. Please, everybody, be very careful into the first corner. Your tyres will be very cold.
So, lining up on the grid then for the first of 3 championship races at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and 1 non-championship race at the end on the oval.
Green flag.
And they are away, and it is an excellent start from 3rd place, who has jumped straight up into 2nd for Ishmael Basso, but it is still Ficacci leading. Lucas Wallace has dropped down into 4th place, I believe, as David Hatton has moved his way up into the order. As darkness descends on the Charlotte Motor Speedway, it is Ficacci leading, and then Ishmael Basso is out wide at turn 3, and he's got David Hatton on the inside of him, I think, and they are side by side coming down the infield straight. James Wingfield trying to get in on that action as well. And Hatton has gone through on the inside into 2nd place. James Wingfield, the next car in the line. Basso is out wide, and Wingfield is challenging him, and they are side by side as they come through the double left-hander of 7 and 8. He's just tucking back into the slipstream, and they are going to run side by side as they have got the number 303 running alongside. Well, that is indeed the number 24 of Lucas Wallace, going side by side with Wingfield now as they come through the oval section. So
that was quite well behaved, Chris.
It's a slipstream festival all the way through. We've got John Lang getting involved in that as well. Basso is being caught there by Wallace, with Wingfield tacked up right underneath the pair of them. John Lang ready to strike in case anything goes wrong on the braking zone into turn 1. How is this one going to play out? It is Basso holding it for now. Lang looks like he's trying to challenge Wingfield on the inside. He's running a tight line. Basso holds it for now, and that is Wingfield getting up on the inside of Wallace, trying to take 3rd place away. They're giving a little nudge on the way out of turn 2. Lucas Wallace, they're still running side by side with James Wingfield in the battle for 4th place, and we've got a spin out round there. Can't quite make out who that is, and that looks like one of the golf coloured cars that has also gone round with him, as Wallace clings on ahead of James Wingfield in that number 13.
Banners and trumpets together on track.
Well, that should be a tasty little scrap we're seeing there. A bit of honour to be had amongst those guys. And meanwhile, it's Lang now challenging James Wingfield for 5th place. Side by side down the back straight of the oval, and it is Wallace taking the extreme inside. Wingfield goes high around the final couple of corners. Lang just getting up underneath there. They're so close to making contact with each other, but Lang is tucked right up in the slipstream of Wallace, and it looks like he's just going to have an advantage on the way into turn 1. Might he have a go at Wallace as well? No, he'll settle for Wingfield up the inside into turn 1, and he takes 5th place. Got a side-by-side action. Tim Edwards getting passed there by Sven de Ligt as well. That looked like for 7th position. And they are closing in on these guys as well. Meanwhile, Ficacci is pulling away. He's got 1 second lead over David Hatton, but then he in turn has 2.7 seconds over Ishmael Basso, who still has Lucas Wallace and John Lang for close company. Heading back onto the oval now. Wallace doesn't look like he's... So we're getting, we can see the pack together. Ficacci had a 1 second lead over David Hatton last time across the line. We'll see what it is on this occasion, whether Hatton's been able to take any advantage away. Both of these guys we know are incredibly quick. Hatton, I believe, was 4th in the championship standings before this race. And Hatton has indeed brought down that gap by 0.3 of a second. It's now 0.7. Yeah, it looks like it's nighttime has descended. Meanwhile, just further back, I think we've got number 13, James Wingfield, coming under intense pressure from Sven de Ligt, who has gone up the inside on the way into turns 5 and 6 and has taken the position away from him. That is sixth place that has just been sorted there. Complete pack of these guys from Ishmael Basso in 3rd place all the way down to Sam Watley in 11th. I mean, any one of these guys could be on the podium come the end of this, but even these guys are not too far ahead of Mark Greenhow in 12th place. And it is just an absolute pack coming around the oval.
Hey, Stevens, how's it been looking so far, man? I'm on the back oval.
Well, let's have a look. I can see Spanners catching the pack. Custom Lemke ahead of him. League gap has come right down, by the way, as we've got David Hatton now 3/10 behind Steve Ficacci, and Lucas Wallace might be allowed to relinquish 3rd place. Got a lot of pressure from John Lang behind him, going side by side through the infield section they were, and he is just holding on to it for now. And Lang getting well out of shape on the entry into 5 and 6. But the white, black and gold decked 303 car is hanging on to it for now. Ishmael Basso, who was running in 3rd, now down in 5th, could be about to climb back up the order again because he's got John Lang in his sights. And Sven de Ligt in the number 33 yellow jumbo car goes behind as well. There's Basso getting up on the inside of the oval, and Lang has to go high to avoid him. So it's advantage Basso on this one, who now thinks of having a look at Lucas Wallace, and he's pitched him into the barriers as he made contact with the rear end there, and Wallace is going over and over, end over end, and that is all to the advantage of John Lang, who picks up 3rd place. Just looked like the slightest nudge there from Sven de Ligt as they came back down the straight. Looked like the leaders were side by side over the line because the split was just 200th of a second, but it is still Ficacci ahead of Hatton on that one. These two in a league of their own, 7 seconds clear of the chasing pack. Hatton so Lucas Wallace has recovered. He's in. The timing says he's in 10th place, but I imagine he went over the line in that position and is not there still. Ah, well, that's probably a more accurate representation. Meanwhile, the leaders are going side by side. David Hatton, again, less than 1/10 of a second, and split them over the line, just 600ths that time, as he looked to the outside of turn 1 to challenge for the lead. But, again, to no avail. Sven de Ligt, who's right in the thick of the action in this battle for 3rd place, which is currently being led by John Lang, with Ishmael Basso in the Nissan Winnow car in 4th place. Then the Sven de Ligt car that we are following, who has got James Wingfield for close company, and Gregory Leader, who has come up from 13th place on the grid in the Castrol Colours car. Then Tim Ellis, who is maintaining his 8th place that he had on the grid. And Sam Watley in close quarters as well, who has come up from 16th place. These guys all battling for 3rd place. And we're following de Ligt, but we could well be seeing a change for 5th place because Wingfield looks like he could be challenging him down this straight. Hatton, meanwhile, again in close company with the leader Ficacci. Meanwhile, Basso trying to get up around the outside of John Lang for 3rd place. And side by side, as they come over the line, it looks like Lang will still hold the advantage as he has the inside line for turn 1. He does indeed. He's had an open door for Delict though as he tries to get up on the inside of turn 2. Wingfield looks like he's lost a little bit of ground there on Delict, but Basso holds on for now. So coming back through the infield section between turns 4 and 5, this short little straight. There was just 1 second covering 5 cars, and a little more than that actually covering 6 cars as they went over the line there. So definitely not a lot in it for this battle for 3rd place. Just up at the front of the field, Hatton looks like he might be mounting a more serious charge for the lead. But meanwhile, we've got Basso and Lang side by side again, and Basso has taken 3rd place now around the outside. And Hatton, meanwhile, is making a move towards the inside of turn 1, and I think that's Hughes who's gone up around in a bit of smoke there, but Hatton up on the inside, and he has taken the lead of the race. Smooth manoeuvre at the inside of turn 1 by the looks of it. And luckily the lap car didn't cause too much drama for them. Maybe Focaccia got a little bit wrong-footed in the traffic, but it doesn't look like this battle is done. Not by a long way, because Focaccia is sticking with him through this infield section. And we'll see what happens next time around. Basso, though, as I mentioned, has picked up 3rd place ahead of John Lang. But once again, there could be another change in there as well. James Wingfield, he was registered across the line ahead of Sven Delict, but is now behind him on the road. And actually, a little bit of a gap has formed there, so I wonder if he had a drama down at turn 1, because he's under big pressure from Tim Ellis, Gregory Leader, and Sam Watley as well now. And if we can go back to the leaders, we do have them side by side once again going around the oval section. Focaccia up high and Hatton down low. Absolute dead heat as they come towards the finish line. Hatton looked like he just had a very, very slight advantage. Indeed, he did by 19,000 of a second. And he holds the inside line for turn 1 and retains the lead ahead of Focaccia, who is not letting Hatton out of sight. As you were in the battle for 3rd place, although Delict was registered ahead over the line, but it looks like he's lost those 2 places to Basso and Lang. So still the mission winnow number 6 car that leads that battle for 3rd place. Hatton, meanwhile, looks like he's got a good advantage coming out of turn 8. And it will be one heck of a slipstream that Focaccia needs to haul Hatton in. All the meanwhile, they are still pulling away from the rest of the field. 8.7 seconds their advantage was last time around, and Focaccia not trying to find the slipstream as they go round the oval section, but he's still just about pulling alongside him. It is very, very close indeed, and once again, it's super close over the line. Can't wait to see. That was just 0.02 of a second that time. And Hatton still with the inside line. Focaccia gave it a good try that time around the outside, but couldn't find a way through. So still, Hatton in the black number 5 car leads the 7-Up 00 Focaccia car. Meanwhile, we've got... and Focaccia looks like he's got a fantastic run on the way out of turn 4 and might just challenge into turn 5. Absolutely side by side through this infield section. Hatton tries to take the long way round through 5, 6 and into 7. He'll have the line. But is that going to wrong foot him? Is he going to be later on the power as they're full throttle now to head back onto the oval section? Focaccia still just about had his wheel alongside Hatton's rear wheels, and Hatton is up high on the oval section. Focaccia down low with the momentum. He's coming back through and he's got the lead back again. Hatton surely is going to drop back into the slipstream. No, they're still side by side. This battle is absolutely white hot, and it looks like now Focacci's just been able to pull the car's length on him. He has. Hatton back in the slipstream. Are they going to go side by side across the line once again? Maybe not, because Focacci had a brilliant run out of the infield section back onto the oval. But Hatton is still not giving up on it. Focacci, he moved a little bit
Taylor
less there,
coming through.
inside
Stephen
into
Taylor,
turn one.
watch
But
out.
it looks like he has consolidated that lead unless Hatton can do something about it as they head back into the infield section. Brilliant battle developing here. Hatton again, who looks like he's feigning towards the inside down at turn 3, and Focacci had to give him some space there, but he's still holding him through. Still the advantage he has as they head down the short back straight between 4 and 5 into this double right-hander. Brilliant, what a brilliant display these two are putting on for the lead battle. Ishmael Basso looks like he's pulling out just enough of an advantage to stay comfortable ahead of Sven de Ligt, who's now in 4th place. But up at the front, Focacci, he looks like he's got a nice advantage this time. Don't think Hatton is going to be challenging, not down the back straight. Maybe by the time we get back towards the start-finish line, he'll be back side by side with him again. The slipstream, as we mentioned, absolutely critical around here. It is so important, and it can be worth so much time. And as we can see, Hatton, he does look like he's gaining. Is he going to be able to challenge on the way into turn 1? Focacci once again going to the left-hand side, covers the inside into turn 1, and Hatton is forced a long way around, and there is no way around there. Or is there? Hatton still alongside him, almost nudged towards the wall. He'll have the outside line once again for turn 2, but is he going to be able to finally hold it? He'll have the line on the way into turn 3, and he's got the lead back again. What a fantastic move by David Hatton. Nice little power slide on the exit of turn 4, and he once again in the number 5 car retakes the lead of race 1. With Focacci challenging him, and once again it looks like Focacci is setting up the maneuver to come back down this straight. So we are currently on lap 13. This is, I believe, the final lap of the race. Yeah? This is absolutely critical now. Has Hatton made his manoeuvre too early? Because here comes Focacci, slipstringing him down the back straight, and weaving this way and that way. Which side's he going to go? He goes high. This is going to be a dead heat finish for race 1 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hatton is just holding it now. Focacci is just pulling out. It doesn't look like he's been able to get the overlap. They're back onto the start-finish straight. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Hatton or Focacci? It looks like he's pulling ahead. It's a dead heat by 6,000ths of a second. It is Steve Focacci in the 7-Up 0-0 car. He takes the race 1 lead. What a fantastic battle to open up this Charlotte Motor Speedway evening. Meanwhile, John Lang just pipped by, I think, 17,000ths of a second there. Ishmael Basso to 3rd place ahead of Sven de Ligt. What an amazing opening race we have seen here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Hey, Chris, that sounded amazing from the commentary. I had a bit of a lonely race on myself.
Oh man, you should have seen it. I can't wait for you to watch the stream back, because that was an absolute dog battle up the front of the field.
I wish I was there. I did manage to avoid trouble. Trumpets had a few incidents, though.
Oh, really? Let's see. So where did Trumpets end up? Down in 14th place. So matching his grid position. You had a pretty good one, coming up from 22nd to 10th place.
Yeah, it was all about staying out of trouble.